I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota whose entire job it is to bully the internet, I guess, back into compliance because it is out of order. Sorry for the delay. I was arguing. It's very important. Guys, I have been accosted over and over by uggos. It's gross. It's icky. Knowing that these disgusting and large creatures are looking at me and thinking impure thoughts. How did you happen across Gabe? We're going to talk about Gabe Hoffman. Oh boy. Gabe Hoffman, the accuser. Jew-cuse. I said Jew-cuse because Gabe Hoffman is a Jew. And he's for anti-Semitism, I think. He's got like a whole thing about being anti-Semitic and saying that it's good. I'm not quite sure why someone would do that. But I'm not here to stop him. Like, I don't care. Oh, so how did I come across him? So, I don't know. That's the first thing you have to understand, is I don't actually know how that happened. But, what did happen was several months ago, Gabe Hoffman, who is a hedge fund, he like started a hedge fund a while back. I don't know if it's successful or a failure. I have to assume it's a failure because of everything he's done since is completely pointless. But he started a hedge fund a long time back. By the way, guys, this like pattern combo and color combo, we're talking my God, it's so cool. I just found this shirt, or I just bought this shirt the other day. And I was like, I saw the shirt on the rack and I was like, that's a good shirt. That shirt, I know exactly what to wear with that shirt. And I was right. Okay. So, a couple months ago, out of nowhere, I'm minding my business. I'm being me, just walking around, trying to not be sad or upset or anything. And this Gabe Hoffman guy is suddenly doing an interview with a brain dead 4x4 called Keanu Thompson. It's a long story. Keanu Thompson is a long story. A long story that involves miles and miles of that involves shitloads of cocaine. It involves openly disrespecting her husband, who also disrespects her right back. So I guess it's this beautiful symbiosis they have. Although her disrespect towards him is like probably of a different character, we'll say, but I don't need to get into it. It's not really that important to the story. Keanu doesn't like me. Keanu doesn't like me at all, which I don't know how that's even possible. I'm eminently likable and I'm very nice. I'm always polite, but she doesn't like me. And because she doesn't like me, a long time ago now, it seems, but it wasn't really that long ago, I was on a panel show and they brought Keanu on and I said, I mean, you can do that, but if you do, I'm just going to scream at her that she's a stupid bitch, like over and over and over again. And they're like, okay, well, I guess that's fine. And so she came on and I yelled at her and called her a stupid bitch so many times. But anyway, that made her mad. And so then she hooked up with Gabe Hoffman. I don't know if they physically, like literally met in person, hooked up. I don't think so. I'm not making that accusation. I'm just stating that they like linked up, maybe linked up's a better thing, online. And Gabe said that he had done a documentary, or he was like, he'd gathered information to do a documentary on me, which, one, I'm used to this because I'm very famous. And two, I'm okay with this because people talking about me is like, it's the lifeblood of everything, I guess. And having someone talk about me who's retarded to another retard isn't really that concerning. You know, it's a pretty safe way to have some chatter. So Gabe Hoffman is going to interview with Keanu to reveal his findings on me. Maybe we should watch it. I feel like we watched it before at some point, but I'm always down to watch stuff about me because like I'm very interesting. But anyway, he's got the juice. And I don't mean Jews. He's got the secrets, the stories you don't know. He's got the stories that no one knew. And he promised a big reveal. All right. And so he goes on Keanu's show. And the first thing that happens is he's confronted with the fact that he's on Keanu's live stream. Keanu has the intelligence of a Pop-Tart. It's like, she is one of the dumbest people you can ever meet. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That is not an insult. That is a pure assessment. And I promise you, if you spend even a few minutes listening to her, you'll understand there's nothing happening up there. It's wild to see. You're like, I've heard of these people. I've heard of people like this, but you don't believe it until you run into them. So that's the first part. And so he's interviewing with her, thinking she's going to ask him intelligent questions and stuff, and then allow him to draw out all of this amazing data on me. But she doesn't know how to do that. So here's the thing about Gabe Hoffman, though. Gabe Hoffman is a stolen valor. Like, there's no other way to say it. I apologize for using a slur. But he's a stolen valor. He claims responsibility for Bryan Singer being outed as a pedophile in Hollywood and fired. Okay? Because Gabe Hoffman did a documentary in 2014 called An Open Secret. And this is his big claim to fame, talking about and exposing pedophilia in Hollywood. Now, if you read about An Open Secret, you'll find out that its reception is a little sketchy. The reason its reception is a little sketchy is because the guy who accused Bryan Singer is a guy named Michael Egan. Michael Egan also accused 4 other people. Michael Egan sued all of them. Michael Egan withdrew every single one of those lawsuits. The one against Bryan Singer was withdrawn when Bryan Singer's attorney went back and just checked the calendar. And when Bryan allegedly raped Michael Egan in Hawaii, Bryan Singer wasn't in Hawaii on that date. And consequently, neither was Michael Egan. It was a fiction. It was a lie. It was not real. So he had to withdraw that lawsuit against Bryan Singer. The other 4 lawsuits went worse. His own lawyers withdrawing all 4 of the lawsuits because, quoting his own lawyers, they were provably false. All 4 of them. Two of the respondents had filed counterclaims and were paid multiple $1 million settlements. If the other two had filed counterclaims, they would have been compensated with multiple $1 million settlements too. But Bryan Singer's star, Michael Egan, was a liar. He was an absolute liar, which is a problem. So the documentary has huge credibility issues. However, he takes credit for his 2014 documentary causing the immediate firing of Bryan Singer. But that's not what happened. Bryan Singer would go on to work for 5 more years for 20th Century Fox, directing the next X-Men movie in 2016, X-Men Apocalypse, and then working on 2 Marvel shows, Legion and something else, up until 2019, when an article was written and published in The Atlantic. Importantly, Gabe Hoffman is not an author. He's not on the byline of this article. He's not a contributor to the article, though he claims he referred people to The Atlantic. He has no actual byline. There's no evidence of that. Just his own word. After that article, Bryan Singer has not worked in Hollywood. After that article. Except he's on a new project in this year. But I don't know anything about the new project. I don't really care about Bryan Singer. He did direct the really good X-Men movies, Days of Future Past and X-Men Apocalypse. Both great movies. But if he's a pedophile, he should be stoned to death in the public square, right? Like I don't have any desire to I'm not going to sit here and be like how people defend Roman Polanski or whatever, be like, "Oh, he's such a great artist." Who gives a fuck? Pedophiles can go. No one needs them around. That being said, I have no idea. The Atlantic article seemed to really slay Bryan Singer, but I haven't read it. I don't care. The point in this, the whole reason I brought it up though, is that Gabe Hoffman is a stolen valor. He claims the credit for getting Bryan Singer removed from 20th Century Fox. It just apparently took 5 years for the email to go out that said you're fired. And an article from The Atlantic. The OG Carol says, how did you get on his radar and why does he have a hard-on for you? Like many mysteries in the world, Gabe Hoffman has a complicated history with the sector. The sector, the poisonous pox of my past. One of the few things that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people who boosted me and brought me onto shows and stuff in the sector and that audience, for what it's worth, who watched my show for a long time. But now I'm in a completely different place than them and would love to disassociate. But it's a really difficult thing to do. It's a really difficult thing to do because they relentlessly try to bring you back into that fold. Speaking of folds, one of the key figures in the sector now is the corpulent overlord, PPP. And I will say that PPP is probably the king of the sector. Some people might disagree. But I don't. I think PPP is king of the sector. He's like Jabba the Hutt. He's a massive ham beast. He knows it. He came on my show. He said he was fat. So he took that on himself. I actually, I thought he was quite trim. But he said he's fat and giant, and he is Jabba-esque in many ways, including the snail trail and the smell. And you know that little gremlin creature that hangs around Jabba the Hutt? That's a guy named Andy Worski. And PvP definitely is the ruler of Andy Worski. Worski is too dumb to know what's going on in any given moment. And so he has a parent effectively in PvP. Now, PvP was a weirdo who really hated Ethan Ralph. He really hated Ralph, like constant hatred for Ralph. And this is where he came from. And I think it was Ralph. Maybe it was Josh. I don't know. All these guys are fat. And like, so it's hard to know which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it was Ralph. And so PvP and Ralph had a long-term fight. PvP, though, was a man of the people, and he did not monetize his content because that was the only way to have honest, noble reporting and true participation in the sector. The soul of the sector was not making any money, which is weird because everybody in the sector made money. So I don't know where that came from, but that was the claim. Now, that lasted until literally the one time PvP turned on monetization because his audience was like, no, do it for one stream. Never went back. He got paid and he never went back. All those principles went right into his gravity well and disappeared because he has none at all. None at all. You can ask his alleged victim roommate, but we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about who's the victimizer there. We don't need to talk about that history at all. We'll just go ahead and pass it off. But PvP and Andy Worski have this show called the Kino Casino. You can watch it on Kick. It's apparently very good. I have not ever watched it. Don't have any desire to. I'm not criticizing it. From what I hear, it is very well done. And both of those guys have the ability to be charismatic. So I have no doubt that it's an entertaining show. I do know that some of the stuff they've said about me is of questionable veracity, but they kind of couch the way they deliver information into a hyperbolic sort of jokey structure. And the reason they do this is, I'm guessing, very strategic. Many of the things they say are outright defamation. I mean, outright defamation. But they're delivered in such a way. They're delivered in such a way with comedy, with parody, with hyperbole, that whether or not people believe it and accept it as true is questionable. Now, undoubtedly, some people do believe and accept as true what they say. But it's hard to tell if they even believe that it's true. And it's hard to tell that they're actually making factual statements. And it's a brilliant structure. And they have to do it this way because they're in Canada. And if anybody actually decided to sue them, they might just get mouthed by the Canadian court system because there isn't a First Amendment in Canada and they don't have the same speech protections. But what's the point of doing that? They speak to a sizable audience, an enviable audience for many streamers, self-included. They speak to an enviably sized audience, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a rather small amount of people who, even if they do believe this stuff, these are not people who are really economically affecting anybody. They want to watch, they want to be informed and then be entertained. And so they take these stories and they might believe them, they might not. They might chitter about them a little bit online, but ultimately it's a group of people engaging in entertainment. And that's the primary purpose of Kino Casino. And that's the one thing I really do respect about those guys. You'll rarely hear me say anything respectful about them. I just tend to let them go and do their own thing. And prefer to ignore them because of some complicated past that we don't need to really get into. But that being said, I will say what they have done and the thing that they built is pretty, like it's pretty brilliant. I'm very surprised that they've pulled it off. I'm very proud that they have. Good job. I wish them tons of luck. I hope they make $1 million. That being said, it's mostly just people who like to engage in this entertainment and this gossipy stuff, whatever. But PvP came out and kind of just took over the sector. Kino Casino runs it all now, and that's that. Josh from Mad at the Internet, I don't know where he wants to be within the sector, other than I'm pretty sure wherever he wants to be, it's a male asshole. Like, that is an ultimate goal of his. His homosexual tendencies have been around for a very, very long time. He has censored and suppressed any discussion of his youthful musings about how he just, couldn't get hard for anything other than very young males. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But, Josh has a very complicated sexual history fueled by the upbringing of his mother. Josh has long been a rather solitary creature. He is openly associated with pedophiles at a dramatic level as the moderator of boards on 8chan. The boards on 8chan, the slash pedo board, in which he corralled all the pedos into one place and just made it so they couldn't use pictures. So all they could do is just talk about how much they like kids or whatever with each other and, link up and stuff like that. So, that Josh has this very complicated history with the internet, a history that he has desperately worked to prevent the release of. Though he's fine with everybody else's history being splayed all over and speculation about it, his history is rather off limits. But Josh might be in contention for king of the sector, but he really doesn't hold a candle to PvP in the Kino Casino. Anyway, this is all just backstory. Gabe Hoffman somehow has connection through the sector to some of these creators. In fact, I believe he's a fan of the Kino Casino and was maybe even a supporter of them early on, like a regular high dollar donor. But I don't know that. I feel like I remember hearing that. It's irrelevant if he is or isn't. I'm not making a judgment about it, and it doesn't change anything. It's just that there is some relationship that he has with the Kino Casino, since Kino Casino talked about me at various times throughout the years. He has apparently picked up an interest in me. Okay, so that's where I assume this whole thing came from. I don't really know. Other than that, it doesn't matter to me where or why he's talking about me or where he picked up an interest. It's fine. It could be anywhere. My arrest was national news. Not ubiquitous throughout the nation, but it was all over the nation, various pockets of the mainstream media and all over the internet. It was a mess. I made a big mess of things. That's okay. That's just what happened. So he could have just randomly picked it up like a drive-by thing, but he has determined that I am a bad person, and he has done the work to prove it. The fact that you haven't heard about it ever should show you how effective he was at doing it. But yeah, other than that, I have no idea. Someone asked if this is a crash out stream, and it absolutely is. I'm crashing out right now. So please bear with me and be gentle. I'll maybe make it someday. But it's the internet has such an interesting, or it's developed such an interesting culture where people have no, like, there's no concept or consistency to the things people say. How do I word this? Well, okay. I get this one all the time. Someone will tweet something stupid at me. Like, whatever. And then when I respond, they'll say, "What are you doing responding to some loser on Twitter?" And I'm like, well, I was going to call you a loser. Like, that was going to happen. I don't know why you're calling you a loser, though, right? And it's like someone can come in and scream something retarded or whatever wherever you are, and if you respond to it, they're like, "Huh." You know, like, why would you do that? Why would you even respond? It's like, well, 'cause I don't know. I found it interesting, maybe, but I responded to Potentially Calories, the largest lawyer, and I responded to him earlier today on Twitter, and someone was like, "You lost your mind at Sean." So I didn't really lose my mind at him. I just kind of said a bunch of shit about him. Like, I just kind of said some stuff. And I don't understand. I thought, like, saying stuff is like what I do, like, generally speaking. I do say stuff with some regularity. And so I didn't think much of it. But apparently, like, saying stuff is, that's like losing your mind, I guess. So I'm not really sure how that works. I don't know the math, but I'm not Asian, so I'm not expected to. Okay, let's see.
The one thing I will not ever do, ever, this is my pledge. I will never lie to you. 100K subscriber celebration stream. At 100K subscribers, I would consider strongly doing another 24-hour show. 24-hour stream when? Soon, actually.
You're hilarious for the fact that you were dumb enough to do a 24-hour stream. So
I still got to do my other one. You hit 200,000 subs, almost
strongly doing it.
Still no 24-hour stream from hitting 100,000. What the hell, Nicky boy? Nick's New Year's resolution should be to actually give us that damn 24-hour stream. When the heck do we get our 24-hour stream? We've been waiting over a year.
Just so you know, I have never, like, since that last 24-hour stream, I have not had 36 straight hours of time to do it. Holy shit. They're so fucking gay.
Been trying to do the 24-hour stream for like a year now. I'm 99% going to be doing a 24-hour stream on Friday. Here's my 24-hour stream. It's coming
It didn't happen.
Yes, you're just here to remind me of the 24-hour stream, I promise. Believe me, that stream is always on my mind. Yes, a 24-hour stream
it's not
is
anymore.
actually
it's not on my
still
mind
on the
at all.
menu. I'm
Fuck
going
that
for
stream. I'm not gonna do it.
5,000 supporters on
Oh,
locals.
no, the locals gift!
When we get there, I don't know what yet, but we're going to do something really, really special. Bogey 34, anything ever happened
This
to
makes
those
me look
first
terrible.
5K on locals? Yeah, it's coming still. I haven't done it yet. These things take time. Guys, here's the thing about the 5,000 local subscriber special. One,
it's still coming. This one's coming.
For me to lie about it. Richard O Team says, let's
24-hour stream, not going to happen. Locals
coming,
gift
just like
is
me.
going to happen.
Wait a minute, you bastard. What happened to the exclusive locals gift we were all supposed to get? I know you are big busy, but are we ever getting our locals gift? Yes. I wanted to give you a gift. And I will. I will do it. I will give you the gift. But you could do a new whiskey, but can't do the locals 5K gift. Guys, I'm trying to do the locals 5K gift. 911 says, where's that member's gift nose? Dude, everything got fucked.
Well, look at how.
Oh, he's on the cocaine,
I was
right?
there.
This is a performance-enhancing drug for some lawyers.
I had never tried cocaine in March 2018. That's true.
Don't do cocaine. How much
Don't do cocaine.
to do cocaine shirtless on a live stream? Well, I don't do cocaine, buddy. So
That's true.
that will
At that
not
time, I
ever happen.
definitely did not.
Unfortunately, I cannot.
I didn't do cocaine
I
until
certainly cannot
2020.
live stream a felony
Two.
because I would lose my law license.
Oh no!
So much urine.
I did do a fucking mountain of cocaine. That's true.
Tell everybody that you're sorry. For what? What am I sorry for? They don't know what I'm supposed to be sorry for. I don't know what I'm supposed to be sorry for. Have to advise strongly against doing cocaine. Don't use cocaine. I have never done cocaine and do not intend to. I do not.
That was
Do not
true.
take cocaine. You cannot do drugs here at home. You got kids, man. You can't fucking do that.
Following items were found in the master bedroom, positive for cocaine.
October of 2022, I had not done cocaine in my home. That's true. That's still true.
Positive for cocaine, positive, tested positive. Total amount of cocaine was 26.67 grams.
It actually, with packaging, it actually was about 19 grams of cocaine and other substances, ketamine and Molly. They get everything wrong.
All the children except the one child tested negative. The one child did test positive for cocaine. Over 5,000. And what's the cutoff? 500.
I'll do all sorts of stupid shit. I'll never lie to you.
I want to point something out. Not a single thing that was in there was a lie. Not one. At the time that I said it, it was true. Every single one of the things in there. That's the funnier thing. You could actually find a lie and none of them were in there. You could find something that I lied about. Absolutely. I think. Actually, I don't know. But none of those were lies. At the time I said them, 100% true. What a fucking great promo. I never will lie to you guys ever.
Permission from her to share the text messages.
It was written on her boyfriend's middle finger, you dumb bitch. Like,
Well,
when do you
answer the
think I got
question.
it?
Answer the question. When
Probably-
did you get the permission?
We talked
When
about
did
it
you get
for
the
months
permission?
and months and months. You
And
talked to her
then you
once
hadn't
in
talked to her
October.
since January or March at a traffic stop. Did you get
I
the
did.
permission?
How do I talk to her at a traffic stop? She's
That's what I'm
40
asking.
fucking
So
years.
You're mixing up
if you hadn't talked
stories.
to her- So if you hadn't talked to her in months, then do you still have the permission to
shit.
show the
You haven't talked to her in months. Do you still have the permission? Well, the permission wasn't revoked. So yes, because I haven't talked to her in months. So I would think so. I think that's how it works. Someone says you have permission to share this stuff. Oh. It's like, well, you haven't talked to her. Do you still have the permission? Well, I think if she wanted me to not share it, she would have said, like, contacted me and said, don't do that. I changed my mind, but she never did.
You might be retarded.
Hello.
Nervous about what?
Jane, when did you get the permission to show her text
I don't know. Maybe for months and months and months while he was dragging her name through the mud online.
You got her permission to show her text messages on a large screen back in when? November?
Oh my God. Yeah, but that story, she told.
She muted me out, calling her a dumb bitch, which I did about 2,000 times in the stream. I'm so proud of this performance. This bitch is terrible.
Me
It's a weird
well
thing.
before she told me that story before November, you retard. That being said, we were planning on telling that story from the moment she told it.
Well, April and I were going to go to Hackmania together, when we were still like in communication. The plan was to show up and just like tell stories and make everybody laugh at Aaron. But then she decided that she needed to get away from the past. It was very traumatic for all of us. And, so she just cut everything off. I don't know if she'll ever come back or not. I don't know anything about what like state of mind she's in or anything.
That being said, we were planning on telling that story from the moment she.
Notice how these two things are not in disagreement at all. Not in disagreement. She chose to exit like all of this internet shit. All of it. Doesn't want anything to do with it at all. She didn't go to Hackmania. But she never told me, oh, don't, you know what? And don't tell that story. I don't think she has any love lost for her abusive husband. I mean, if I had to guess.
He told it.
Until she has a new boyfriend, maybe you might want to get new permission to.
No, I don't give a shit at all about getting new permission.
Okay, so you don't have
getting
permission.
Wait, so
What are
he
you
owns
talking
April?
Why would I need to get new permission? This is the thing that I don't understand. Well, she's got a new boyfriend. You're going to get new permission? Wait, to share a text message between her and I about someone else that isn't that guy? No. What are you talking about?
The new boyfriend owns April.
You just keep saying what about? Like, why can't you just answer a question?
Whataboutism. When you don't have a good answer and change the subject by pointing fingers at someone or something else.
I think you all do that to me. It's been 1, 2, 3,
No,
4, 5 on
not
1
at all.
for about an hour, and I'm saying you. I
You're
just
red
was
angry.
in January at the traffic stop, and that's how you knew somehow that her boyfriend didn't
March
like.
at the traffic stop, you dumb bitch. You can't follow bitch.
When did you get the permission? When did you
You're
get the
the
permission?
stupidest
When did you
person
get the permission? When did you get the permission? When did you get the permission?
She's asking if I talked to April because in March, I saw April across an intersection, a multi-lane intersection in a separate car. She's like, did you talk to her at the intersection? No, I didn't actually. I would have. I'd be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Tell your boyfriend I said hi. What the hell? I would have talked to her, of course. But it doesn't really work. Like, because we're in different cars. And like 100 feet away.
Dennison, ask them.
When did you get the permission?
She's too dumb that even she can't talk.
Look how red you are. Would you?
Yeah, I'm red. I'm mad at you.
Going to ad hominem.
I love this. She includes everybody making fun of her. You're too dumb to understand a calendar. She's like, look how red you are. It's like, yes, I'm screaming at you right now, you dummy. Of course I'm red.
I
You're
just
red.
was January.
She's too dumb that even she can't talk.
Show the
She's like,
text
you're
message.
retarded. Going to ad hominem.
Why is that such a hard question to answer?
No one needs the answer. The
Why
question
not?
is stupid because the
I need
question's
the
dumb.
answer.
You're just so
When
dumb
did
you
you
don't
get
realize
the?
it.
When did you get the
Yeah.
permission? When did you get the permission?
I talked to this woman every single day.
He said from
From
when the first time she
September.
told him. The first
Yeah.
time she told him, he said that they had
January.
planned to tell it at
don't you
Hackmania. He
think
got her
things
permission.
may have changed since from whenever.
Whose phone is
No.
on? Is it on April?
No,
or
I
is it
don't
on
think
him?
it's
I'm
changed
just
at
asking
all.
She decided that she needed to get away from the past.
When was the last time you talked to her, Keanu? When was it?
When was the last
October
time you
27th?
did?
When was it? October 27th, right? How would I
I
know
just
this?
wanna know- I
What
just wanna know
magic would I
when
know
you
about
got
your
the permission,
conversation, you fucking idiot?
I-
God, how do you not understand this?
You-
Like, I know
do
when you're
you?
lying.
Do you? Okay, I talk to her
Huh.
every day for a period
To
of time
her,
too.
no, you
In my
didn't.
from my
That's the lie. She says, I talk to her every day. That's not true. You know how I know? Because I did. I was still talking to her every single day. This is actually infuriating. I'm triggering myself right now. This is the dumbest person you can talk to. This chick can't figure out how to eat a bar of soap. She's so fucking stupid. It's impressive. It's an achievement. Achievement unlocked. Dingbat. Bloom. Sub-Saharan IQ.
perspective, yes, I did. She was. How would you know? Oh, I think you're angry because you're just confused. Maybe she wasn't telling.
How would you know? Because she literally told me when she did talk to you every time. She also told me when she texted with you.
You she was talking to me.
She told me every day she talked to you, you moron. I have the text messages. What date was it?
Back
Just
and look.
pick up your phone, type in April, This isn't hard.
I mean,
Girl, go down to the fair.
I have extensive text and phone calls from her. What
What's
would
the
you
last
like to
one?
know?
That's it. What's the last one? It's the easiest question on earth.
The question I asked her was, when was the last time you talked to April? And she's like, I have numerous text messages and phone calls. So I'm not sure. This woman is a brick.
What is it? What's the
The
last,
last
one? What's the
phone
date?
call or the last text
Both.
message? I'm sorry, there's a lot of them.
The bottom one.
It's the bottom one. The last one.
January.
More the merrier.
Really?
Lano69 says, Nick, tell us what it's like to be rocked off crack cocaine. I've never done crack. Louis says, not dumb, just pathological. No, this chick is literally stupid. You will nary find a person as dumb as her. Like, honestly, you won't. It's crazy how stupid she is. SF, aka SF, says, so what unhingedness is this? This is Keanu's intro to her interview stream with Gabe Hoffman that she did about me to expose what Nick Rekieta is.
You have text messages from April as our relationship was fraying and falling apart. Yeah, they're going to make me...
You have a wife, weirdo. What are you talking about, all right? You would fight with your wife about her all the time, and it would make April feel like shit. You would have April come over, and when she...
Poly relationships are really, really tough. They're really tough. I don't really recommend them.
would leave the house, have sex with her, and then send her back next door. Do I need to say...
I didn't do that. This is the best part. I actually didn't do that. She wanted me to. And I felt like that was wrong because our relationship was separating. I should have, but I didn't. I didn't do that because I didn't feel like it was right. When I didn't do that, she said, "Get over here and f me." And I was like, I don't know, like I don't feel right doing that. It made her mad. Kind of sucked.
More? Are we done
awesome.
here?
Are you done?
Does your
No,
wife
the
know
answer
that
is
you were
no.
going to leave her for April? Is that what you told her?
I told this story earlier today.
This is good.
Oh,
It's great.
did you?
Yes. I told April I would never leave my wife for her. And when I thought that Kayla was going to divorce me and I was massively
Then
depressed.
you were going to be with April.
Yes. Why is this confusing to you? Yes.
She-
As my
Do you see what I mean? Like how dumb she is? She's like, you're going to leave your wife. It's like, nope, I wasn't going to. I thought she was going to leave me. She's like, and then you're going to be with April? Yeah. Like that was how that was going to work. If like I got divorced, I would have to move on to another relationship. Like that would be the plan. I think. I don't know why this is hard math.
marriage was
That like he keeps saying that he's going to leave his wife, he's going to leave Kayla, and
no.
you know,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
what she said. That's what she said. Here's what she said. You want to hear it?
Hey,
No,
dummy, this
not
is your
really.
conscience. And
I'm
yes,
2
you
minutes
are a
past
cunt.
my heart
Want to
out.
hear it?
You're the dumbest cunt ever.
He's
and doing
talking
this to
about
your
you
friend is
and Kayla right
horrifying.
now. I've
Please.
been emotionally abused by both of them. He did acknowledge it weeks ago and apologized and cried.
When did you
And
get permission
said
to
he
say
only
that,
did it
Katie?
because he was hoping to get through this as us three. And he felt her going away and he didn't know what to do at the time. Now he realizes he doesn't know what he has and he was trying to save it because he didn't know how to save it with her. So there you go.
It's not
You're
even
an obvious
Yeah, he's trying to get through it with just the three of them, but then it wasn't working. He didn't know he could save it with his wife, but then he did, and he was able to. Yes, it was really traumatic. It was hard. It was very sad. I'm still sad about it. What do you want? Like, but that's how life goes sometimes. That's, things don't work out the way you want them to. I had to break up with someone that I was still in love with, that I still had like tremendous amount of feelings for, feelings that were strong enough that I would have married her if I was not otherwise attached. But I promised, and have always promised, that I would never leave my wife. I made that promise from the moment we decided to get married. If she were to leave me, I guess that would be the only way we'd break up. But she hasn't. Thank God. The moment that it was not going to work out, being the three of us, was when I told her, I can't do it. I can't do it. But we both knew the score on that. The score was always that. I was not going to leave. That wasn't going to happen. Like I said, I did think that I was going to get, from the marriage for a while. There's some really specific and personal reasons for that. Those reasons don't exist anymore. It's really great. It's a really awful circumstance as to why those reasons existed and what they are. And I don't think those will ever be public, and that's okay. But there is some reasons for confusion. There are some reasons for what was going on, and finding out it was a mess. It was really tough. It's not whatever anybody might be thinking. It's not like, oh, there's another relationship or anything. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's nothing like that at all. Everything that we did was consensual. That's it. Tried out an alternative relationship. It didn't work. It didn't work. I don't recommend it. It's a fucking mess. SF aka SF says, what the foxtrot is it Keanu's business what goes on in your freaking bedroom anyway? None. It was actually nobody's business. Cool Boy says, he's sad. Yeah, I am. Like I said, the circumstances around all this is really, really shitty. It wasn't anybody's business. You would have known none of this, but other people decided to make it the world's business against my wishes. Yeah, Moody. No, Moody, your question was 100% valid. Did you get permission? You're saying this is wrong, and yet you're doing it. And Keanu calling out anybody for sharing a text message is the funniest thing of all time. That's amazing. She shares text messages like it's grape nuts or whatever.
Abuser through text messages that April sent me. I just read to you.
If I'm an obvious abuser, why didn't anybody know until your brilliant revelation? Jesus Christ.
I bet you're fucking, I don't know.
Bet I'm fucking what? Or who? Just spit it out.
Maybe there aren't public people that don't want to talk about it. I'm calling.
And what's crazy is that you heard her more than just about anybody else.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me, because I have some. Okay, I can't read the text.
I love that, by the way. She couldn't figure out what to say at all to that. She's like, yeah, because you're obviously an abuser or whatever. And it's so obvious that no one knew until you brought it up. No one knew until your magic revelations. Very obvious. And she's like, well, she had no idea. None. And she's like, maybe you're fucking someone. It's like, what? What is it?
It's about
okay,
you.
I can't read the text.
So are you shocked by the fact that she said that you were emotionally horribly abusive?
She told me what she told you. I know it's in the text messages, you retard. I talked to her for months afterwards. We were in a sexual and very romantic relationship for a long time. How are you this stupid?
She thinks that's the funniest thing ever. Like that I said that. I don't know what to say. It's just true.
Everyone here is
Gabe Hoffman somehow does the same illusion as the hobbits in Lord of the Rings, but he looks short in the foreground. Yeah, I don't know how big or small he is. I don't know anything about this guy other than I know that his claim that he got Bryan Singer fired is wrong. Like it's an abject lie. And I know that his documentary sparked 5 lawsuits, and all 5 of them from one of the subjects of his documentary. And the subject of his documentary lost all 5 because they were all false. They were all fictitious. So good job. Good job on that documentary there, Gabe. Oh my God, there's a whole world dedicated to you. Yeah. I avoided them all. Never seen Casino or anything. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Kiwi Farms, I'm pretty sure I own, like, I think that website is now mostly about me. I might have the biggest thread on Kiwi Farms. I don't know. Which is crazy because I thought like Chris Chan and shit, but I think I passed all of them. Lano69 says cocaine kind of rules, you guys. Let's not act like that's a problem for Nick. See, that's a weird thing. I think this is not my fault. I'm innocent of everything because I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. And the goal of everyone in the 80s and 90s, all of us, was to become famous enough to do cocaine. Like, that's it. That was the whole thing. That's the progression of life. Like, that was, if you pulled the rock star card in the life game, you know, with the little spinner and everything, if you got the rock star as like the job profession, it would be like, oh, cool, rock star, cocaine, hookers, awesome. That was literally cool. Now everybody's like, cocaine isn't cool. Not at all. How dare you think cocaine is cool? I'm like, you shouldn't. You should try it and see if you still think it's uncool. I don't know how to say that. You shouldn't try it, but like, that's what you want to say. Judge Maddie says a spinner, count me in. Spinners are the best, aren't they? They really are.
Your Honor, the defendant has invoked his constitutional right as being a child of the 80s, and therefore his taste in clothes and cocaine cannot be held against him. Micropene.
That's true. That's real. Out of all the people out there, I don't know if this came from him or not. I can't remember. But someone alleged. Now you tell me. You tell me if you believe this. Someone alleged that I choke slammed my son onto a table at a chiropractor's office. So I allegedly took who would have been at the time, I guess 16, my 16-year-old son, and I choke slammed him at a chiropractor's office. That's the claim that someone made. Now I don't know how I did this without getting arrested. I don't know how I choke slammed my son in public without getting arrested. Like, I'm not sure how that happened, but I definitely did. I guess, like, I'm a fucking ninja. Babbling booby, choke slammed specifically. That's the claim. I don't know. I don't remember doing this. My son has never brought it up. So I don't think it happened, but who knows? Maybe at the chiropractic office in public. The chiropractic office, this chiropractic office, by the way, if you raise your voice and use profanity in that office, they will kick you out. they will suspend you for a period of time. So in that environment where they will throw you out for being loud or using profanity, I allegedly choke slammed my son. I don't know. So that's what I'm told. Why did you think Gabe knew that story? Because he tweeted about it today. He tweeted about it just a little bit before the stream. It might have come from somewhere else. I legitimately don't know. Like, because I don't know. Like, I didn't do this, so I don't know where the genesis in reality of the story would be. Right? Presumably, someone would have had to know that I went to that chiropractor, interview, like find out who goes there and interview them, and they would then have to say that I did that. In which case, I would sue the chiropractor. If the chiropractor said that, I would sue the shit out of them. I would sue them into the fucking ground for that. I thought you told the internet about it before this interview. Yeah, you know what I did is I went out and I told the internet that I chokeslammed my son. No, someone made the claim. I know I've addressed the claim, if that's what you mean by told the internet. But someone else made that claim, not me.
So what you're saying about this office is it has a picture of you face with "not allowed" on the window.
We were talking about documentaries. Blackfish had just come out on CNN that exposed kind of all those crazy things that went on with the SeaWorld, Assault in the Ring with some boxing stuff on HBO, and just came to the conclusion like, hey, documentaries could do some good in the world if they're done right and they're on the right subject. And he pitched me the idea.
Can you imagine? Honestly, sitting on a live stream and saying what he just said? What he just said is dumber than anything Keanu has said, which is hard to do. But he said, yeah, he and another guy, they got to talking, they were thinking about things, and they thought, documentaries, maybe those could do some good in the world. Whoa! Slow down, Einstein. Jesus, you're way ahead of all of society. Society has never once, prior to your 2014 gay movie, thought, man, this documentary is hopeful and I've learned something. It's never happened. Never before. How did you discover this? Who cracked the code for you? What a fucking moron. Just amazing. Like, he's like, we thought about it, and maybe these documentary things could work, goddammit.
He became an entertainment lawyer, and he pitched me the idea like, hey, there's never been a documentary done on child sex abuse. And so I said to myself, like, look, I'm not a documentary guy.
Hold on. List of documentaries on child sex abuse. There has never been, this is in 2014, there has never been a documentary about child sex abuse. That's what the guy came and pitched to him, right? That's what he just said. He's like, oh man, it's never been done before. Except in 2012. In 2012, there's one right here from PBS, a little organization no one's ever heard of. This is what these people are. Everything that Gabe Hoffman has said to me today, I knew nothing about. One Google query dismantled literally everything. Everything he said is proven untrue in one Google search. It's amazing. It's amazing. Please provide a list of child sexual abuse documentaries prior to 2014. So there's at least 12. There's 12 in my ChatGPT window right now. Everything he says is so retarded. Everything he said is so stupid. Nick is acting like a scorned lover. Wait, of who? Who am I acting like a scorned lover of? I'm making fun of people who have completely lied about me over and over and over again.
We made it when it came out. We released it free online. It went viral. We ended the career of the most powerful pedophile that anybody's ever of in Hollywood, Brian.
The most powerful pedophile that anybody's ever seen before, Bryan Singer. The ultimate power of pedophilia. You know, not like cardinals in the Catholic Church. No, Bryan Singer. No other pedophile before Bryan Singer has ever been as powerful. Not like Nero in Rome. No, Bryan Singer. He was fucking X-Men movies were going to keep coming out and those kids were going to keep getting Wolverined. But he didn't end my favorite thing is he didn't end the career of Bryan Singer. An article in the Atlantic did. It took 5 years and an article in the Atlantic to end the career of Bryan Singer. Gabe Hoffman failed miserably at it. In fact, Gabe Hoffman personally is responsible for the rape of any child by Bryan Singer between 2014 and 2019. That's right. Any child touched, looked at funny, sniffed, or raped by Bryan Singer from 2014 to 2019 is Gabe Hoffman's fault. That child's blood and tears is on his hands because he had the opportunity in 2014 to take down Bryan Singer. But what he did instead was he took a liar, Michael Egan, and he backed that guy who made a false claim of against Bryan Singer, which actually bolstered Bryan Singer's credibility because the story was so false that Michael Egan and Bryan Singer were not even in the state where the was supposed to happen. And Michael Egan had to withdraw his lawsuit. And Bryan Singer looked like he wasn't a child rapist. So Gabe Hoffman, you personally caused the rape of any child between 2014 and 2019. You fucking demon. I'd say someone should pluck your beard hairs out one at a time, but you don't have any testosterone. Look at you, you embarrassing slovenly lump of prepubescent mass.
We really started the whole genre of documentaries about, CSA in Hollywood. Like there weren't any before us. We walked so the other people could run. Look, when we were at Cannes Film Festival, I had the, head of acquisitions from Netflix.
He might be right that there were none about child molestation in Hollywood. Maybe, although I don't know that that's true. I think that he might, I believe that one in Hollywood. Because most of them are Catholic Church or family related. Most of them.
Correct. I do have to make one correction though, because of my prior work with An Open Secret. I wrote a tweet before, and I said that there wasn't anything sexual in nature that I was looking into with my investigation. But in the course of my investigation, I did get somebody I spoke with. I didn't ask for it. If something comes of it, I'll make the proper responses to any kind of law enforcement or anything like that. But I did get, and I deleted it right away. I didn't give it to anybody, but I did get, I was sent a video clip and a couple pictures that I didn't ask for or anything like that.
People,
that
are you
are-
making a joke? People were sexting you, like
No, no, they concern, the Nick Rekieta investigation.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I'll never be able to really cut it out of my mind. It's just terrible. But
What? Like, I missed this before. So he's saying someone sent a video and pictures of me to him? That would be a criminal act if it were true. Whoever sent those, that would be a crime. But I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. I have a pretty strong suspicion that it didn't. I don't know why. I don't know why I would think that maybe that's not true. But isn't that weird how he worded that? I'm not looking into anything sexual, about Nick Rekieta. But now I got these pictures. Gabe randomly came at me on Twitter today. That's the genesis of all this. Like,
well, he's been coming at you for a while, but I mean, I guess like today
has
was
he?
another day
I haven't seen it.
Well, yeah, wasn't this whole stream originally months ago was about I've got dirt on Rekieta, and it was all like nothing burgers.
Yeah, this is 10 months ago or 9 months ago. And
yeah, so he's been trying to get in his digs at you too.
Yeah, but I haven't seen anything from this stream until today. Then today, all of a sudden he pops up with these tweets at me and stuff. And I'm like, huh? Like, you're a dumb retard. Like, what are we doing here? And now, like, I'm going to back this up because this makes me really happy.
But in the course of my investigation, I did get somebody I spoke with. I didn't ask for it. If something comes of it, I'll make the proper responses to any kind of law enforcement or anything like that. But I did get.
Now, do you see what he did there? So the setup was, he's like, I'm not investigating anything of a sexual nature, Nick Rekieta. If there were, I'll make the proper responses to law enforcement, which is a lie, by the way, because if what he says next is true, then he didn't make the responses to law enforcement for the person who commit revenge porn by sending him an image of me or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm, again, pretty sure that didn't happen. But then what he says next is...
And I deleted it right away. I didn't give it to anybody, but I did get, I was sent a video clip and a couple pictures that I didn't ask for or anything like that.
People, are you making a joke? People were sexting you? Like
no,
Keanu's so fucking dumb.
So dumb.
She's so dumb.
Ooh,
He was sexting you.
You're
Like,
getting all the girlies, huh, Gabe? No, you're not.
no, of Nick, you dumb bitch.
Can I say something too? He is so he has the energy of a guy that is being interrogated by Alex Rosen right now. Like, he's got that same oh no, I had a pic, but it was deleted right away. I deleted. I didn't ask for it, and then it was just sending it, and then I deleted right away. I deleted it. It's like, all right, calm down. So you did something naughty. Sounds like you're up to something naughty.
So the really interesting thing is, I mean, there is the number of sources for whatever video or images he'd be sending include my wife. That's about it. So other than that, I don't know where he would be getting these alleged pictures and videos.
Could it be like April or Toe or
not Toe. I mean, in theory, I guess April could. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, Aaron would never share images.
No, but Aaron doesn't have any. Aaron doesn't have any. That was, April might. I would assume she just deleted it all. I think I have a mental inventory of any videos or images of me like that would even exist. I'd be really curious. It's like, but what he said there was it was Dick would always say lying and implying, right? Like he just said something that didn't say anything, and the implication is entirely built in the person's mind by the setup.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, I got these pictures and video I deleted right away. Well, what was on them?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like he's predisposed to being slimy and disingenuous. Like it would almost be like it comes naturally to him, or well,
like I said, hey Gabe, if you saw me naked,
what'd you think?
The funniest thing is, I know you looked at it and went, God damn it.
Gabe, can I, follow up? Was he fully erect? Was he semi, or was he like? I'm kind of curious now. Now I want to know.
Oh God, it would ruin his whole day. That's the best part. So, like, I don't
Did you
really
hear about his hedge fund.
Did it fail?
He ran it into the fucking ground.
I imagine.
You know what his big strategy was in 2016, 2017, and 2018?
No.
Short Tesla. That was his biggest position, was this whole house of cards is going to collapse, guys.
Well, that went about as wrong as possible for him.
He shorted it at like fucking $30, bro. It's amazing.
So people may have figured this out about me. I could give a fuck less if people see me naked. Like, I don't care at all. I'm happy to have people see me naked. Like, as long as it's an appropriate setting and it's all consensual, I don't give a shit.
I'd rather people not see me naked for their sake, but I don't care.
Like, it doesn't bother me at all. I probably qualify as an exhibitionist, I would say. I don't mind if people see me engaged in a sexual act. Again, if everything were consensual, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not nervous about it. It doesn't make me whatever. I don't want to force it on anybody, or I have no desire to run around where it's inappropriate or whatever, but I just don't care. So if Gabe saw pictures of me naked, enjoy them. Try not to jerk off, Gabe. Grifty says, Hoffman is the worst effer on the internet. He organized, I think, and amplified for sure my doxing for supporting you, yet he is a Kino cuck. Yeah, okay.
I don't care who he supports. It's just the fact that he's so obviously into this life ruination internet spurg shit. And it's just get a life, dude.
It's it's so weird too, because Gabe, you have no interest in any of this, and you don't have any connection to any of these people, and that he goes after, and going after me. What he found was, I mean, as I guess he uncovered some of the thing, my life choices that everybody had already known. But what he didn't uncover was any sort of specific societal damage or or danger that I pose. So it's what was the purpose of this? What did you learn? Here, let's see.
No, they concern, the Nick Rekieta investigation.
Oh boy. Okay.
Investigation.
I'll never be able to really cut it out of my mind. It's just terrible.
My dick is in your head for the rest of your life. You
Also, can I just point something out?
Yeah.
He's saying there was nothing involving children. It was nothing that seemed like it was illegal or unethical in nature, right? So it sounds like he just saw some pictures of you, maybe getting your dick sucked, whatever. And the way he describes it, it's I can't get those horrible images out of my mind. The Hindenburg, when it crashed, people were just running around on fire and shit. 9/11, people were literally jumping out of fucking windows and splattering on the sidewalk. But he's describing some kind of lewd pictures of you as I'll never get that image burned out of my brain. What? Relax, dude. You never seen a dick before? You never played sports in high school? Relax.
Mersh, ask that question again and think about what the answer is.
Well, all right, yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, but it was,
Look at it.
I don't know.
He's making it look like he's acting like he got molested. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, I'm so sorry. I know.
I just want to know who somehow got like a video and images of me. I mean, most likely having sex with my wife. Like, what? I don't know what other images there would be. That's amazing.
It's just terrible. It's sick.
Terrible, sick
not my
stuff.
cup of
Having
tea,
sex
but,
with adult women.
Yeah, it was Nick Rekieta and Aaron Imhold involved in some sexual things.
Wait, what?
Okay. He was trying to imply that he saw stuff.
Okay, see that's completely fake. Like that's not real at all.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you know this, and
those pictures would be funny.
No, and I'm glad that I could be here to educate you and your audience. So I'm gonna fill you in. So when it comes to Gabe, so Gabe is what do you call them? Liars.
Yeah, I mean those pictures don't exist. That's the silly thing here, is that wouldn't be true at all. Damn it. I was like into the mystery of who the fuck could have sent this guy a picture, blah, 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 blah. Like the silly thing is, if those pictures did exist, the only person who could have sent it would have been Aaron. He would be the only person who
double
would have
revenge porn.
God, you were making a joke.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
I'm like,
okay.
Is he kidding?
I'm seriously.
That's the only thing I'll joke about. Everything.
Because I was like, holy fuck, like this is kind of interesting. And now it's just a joke. Like, God damn it. April Fool's me. And it's not even April 1st anymore.
You devious little Jay.
Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lick it up, baby. Lick it up. And isn't that right? Exactly. And you know what? That's right.
The lick it up was Aaron licking up cum. Like that's, I don't know if she realizes what that reference was from the chat. Someone said, lick it up, lick it up. Gabe's talking about like videos of being Aaron. That was a direct reference to him slurping up my man juice, which is gross. Alyssa is going to clip this now. I got had by the joke. 100%. That's on me, guys. That's on me. I got had by the joke. So
can I give a little bit I know it's probably not cool to do on your stream, but can I just give a little bit of props to Alyssa Clips? Because like,
I don't care. Sure.
Ralph has been totally like, oh yeah, I like Alyssa Clips, man. Like Alyssa Clips totally cool, right? But then Alyssa Clips just like clips his streams and like the titles are so like not nice. It's so funny, but he's like, nah, she's cool, man. She's a fan of the kill stream. It's like, all right, I guess.
Here's the thing. I mean, I know like you're being courteous or whatever, but I have never cared if someone associates with someone I don't like or do like. Like that'd
be too exhausting.
It's like, yeah, I don't have time to like keep a running tally of all the other people's drama. Like I have enough of my own to fucking deal with.
What? What's been going on with you, man? I haven't really been. Sorry, I haven't been familiar with your lore.
That are more serious, that these were worth going over, and that's the redo of.
So you want to get into all this serious stuff you have on Nick Rekieta, but you wanted to open up with a quick joke about him sucking dick? Like that's a weird thing to do, right? Like, no, I do have some real serious, deep, disturbing shit on Rekieta. I can't wait to expose. But first, he's a gay guy. Get it?
Lamau. So the first thing he just said is the redo of the healer thing, in which is from when I was on Flashcast. This anime came out called Redo of the Healer, based on this insane manga. And we watched it, and we would each time, like, new episode each week. And so we would watch the episode, and we went on Flashcast and we talked about it, because it's an insane anime. It's absolutely nuts. And like, I like it. It's good. It explores these really dark topics and concepts that can't possibly exist, because it all happens in a fantasy universe with rules that are like with events that can't happen in reality. But it explores these deep psychological concepts about like revenge and prevenge and all of this stuff, and how, like, what is an acceptable level of revenge that people are comfortable with. Turns out it's massive. Like people are like, if the crime or the offense is bad enough, people are okay conceptually with completely horrible behavior back to the person who did the evil. We don't need to get into it, but he thinks this is like the biggest thing ever. But Ritu the Healer was an exceedingly popular show, and it's put out by High Dive and Sentai, which is on Amazon Prime. You just watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And he's like, can't believe that you would watch this. It's like pedophilia and stuff. It's like, well, I didn't jerk off to it. I didn't sit there like sexually into it. That's not my thing. But he then said, you're literally one step away from a pedophile.
Yeah, but what does that even mean?
I don't know. Like Alex Rosen is often one step away from a pedophile.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sorry. There are some things that like you either are or you're not, right? And it's like you can't start splitting hairs and be like, you're one thing away from.
You don't know if people are gossiping or it's real or not. But I reached out to Alyssa Clips. I said, "Is this real or not?" She ran something through transcript she had. I asked for the compilation.
I always say though, like imagine picture Gabe Hoffman talking to like just a couple of his buddies that he plays like pickleball with on Wednesdays. Yeah. Imagine him. They all go to Panera Bread or something afterwards, and they're hanging out, and he's just babbling about Alyssa Clips and Kiwi Farms and Nick Rekieta, and like you gotta wonder, like there's gotta be people that just go like, what are you doing with your life, bro? Like, yeah, I just finished watching Severance. Like they're all talking about regular normie shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, but you don't understand. And then there's this other guy, Ethan Ralph, and then if you connect the dots with Rekieta, see, there's a whole, and you're going, what are you doing, man?
Well, and the other thing is like, can you imagine him? He's like, no. So there's this lawyer, and he did cocaine, yes. And they're like, yeah,
what? Yeah, we know.
And
you could have just said lawyer.
Does your lawyer not do cocaine? He's underperforming.
Yeah,
I went through it and thought, okay, that was very real. Something I came.
I wonder how many episodes of Redo of the Healer Gabe Hoffman watched to verify, and how many times he rewatched them.
Across, which will be very important, is the whole Sophie Reed, the whole Sophie Long, matter, which was really early Nick Rekieta before he became who he was.
He's going to talk about the Sophie Long matter. This N-word talks to Alyssa Clips. Mersh, are you frozen?
Yeah, I had a little internet.
Oh, there you go.
It's that notoriously reliable Florida internet.
So he's talking about the Sophie Long thing, and he's talking to Alyssa Clips. Unironically, you know her connection to Sophie Long, right?
I don't know.
Do you know who Sophie Long is?
I have no clue.
Do you remember this video? It came out 5 years ago. It was a viral video of this little girl, 9 years old or younger, screaming in the car that she didn't want to go back to her mom's place because her mom's boyfriend touches her.
Oh, Jesus.
And the dad is in Texas, and he was fighting.
I remember this. This was a big custody lawsuit battle.
Huge. The dad is Michael Long. The little girl is Sophie Long. Okay. The dad and the mom obviously are split up. There's a custody dispute. Dad has a girlfriend. Guess who moves in and ousts the girlfriend and starts dad? Alyssa Clips.
Oh, well,
that's her backstory. Oh. She was Michael Long. She helped Michael Long smuggle his daughter illegally into Mexico, where he would be arrested in Mexico City and extradited back to the United States. And Sophie was returned to the mom.
That's wild.
Gabe Hoffman's talking to Alyssa Clips about me. He's like, the Sophie Long thing. The Sophie Long thing was, I talked about the case. I interviewed Michael Long. I actually spoke to Sophie very briefly, but not on stream. I didn't do that, but it was after a stream. Mm-hmm. I asked her if she was okay and stuff, and she said yes. But I mean, what else do? I don't know. But Alyssa Clips was literally, she lives in a trailer on Michael Long's father's property. Still. Yes. This comes straight, like, her involvement in that is nuts. She became a follower of my channel because I started covering the case. And then she wiggled her way into like my Discord and all that stuff. And this is the origin story of Alyssa Clips.
Well, I knew she was like in your, or I didn't know she was. Okay, that's fun. That's a fun anecdote. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's insane. No one has ever looked into her. That bitch's past puts all of ours to shame. Really, like this hoe has no moral condemnation can come out of her mouth because she's got too many stuffed in it.
Yeah, but still get well soon though, you know.
I think you're going to get a great.
I guess.
I mean, I can't not like I'm always like, you know, get well though, you know. I'm not trying to wish no cancer on motherfuckers, you know.
I just wish the cancer would have been an illegal immigrant because it would have worked harder.
About that, I had no clue about that. Yeah.
Remember when Nick was cracking up when Alyssa announced she was sick? She was lying to you dummies. This bitch has done this before multiple times in different communities. You just don't know because you don't look into it. But who cares? Like, you guys got hoodwinked out of money. Oh, I got to donate to you to fight your cancer. Guys, I'm perfectly healed now. It was amazing how that worked out.
Well, yeah, thanks to the donations. You don't know, you know.
I don't. You're right. I don't. But I really do wish cancer would have tried harder.
Did you hear about Gabe's big attempt at streaming about I want to say a week or two ago? Him and one of the like mods, I guess one of the Kino Casino, whatever cronies.
Oh, they're going to start a podcast, right?
They're going to do a stream on Kick, and they hyped it and hyped it and hyped it. And then the day came, and they both were having like issues, like tech issues, and they couldn't get it off the ground. And it lasted like 4 minutes, and they gave up.
Gabe's amazing.
What does he think he's doing? What does he think he's accomplishing? And who does he think he's changing the minds of? All night long on Twitter, just fucking typing away. I don't
I'm on my phone.
It.
Like, I'm not typing away.
The reason he got I mean, it took what, Gabe? You saw that clip. All of 2 minutes.
Wrong, you dumb. It was negative time. I said, if you bring her on the show, I'm only going to scream at her and call her a stupid bitch. So it was negative time. It didn't take 2 minutes. Don't lie about me.
When I just showed him himself in the mirror on that stream, he kept coming back for more, and he fucking got red in the face and fucking angry. It also brings to mind, imagine if it took him.
Someone comes at you and starts lying about like something that is really, really important to you, really matters. And you get mad about it. And they're like, you can't believe you got mad about this. You're like if someone came up and was like, you molested your children. You molested your children. Like, you just molested your children. And someone's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? No, I didn't. And they'd be like, look, why are you even getting mad? You molested your children. It's like, what do you expect people to do?
2 minutes to talk to me like that. Imagine what he talks to his family like, right?
I don't
know. He talks to a random dumb in New York. Like, he talks to her like this. How does he talk to his family? Well, not like that. They're not you.
Yeah, not even a random dumb, a dumb who's being malicious to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, if somebody's being malicious to me, of course I'm going to be malicious back. I don't go home and then like punch my girlfriend in the face over it. Like, you know.
So the funniest thing about this is, again, I was there for all of this. So I know what actually happened. Keanu talked to April, right? And Keanu then like now says that April told her how I was abusive and evil and all this stuff. Keanu talked to April, called me and said, I'm really worried about her. And I said, I'll go check on her. Like, she was living at the other house. I'm like, I'll go check on her. I've got my kids. I've doing dinner and stuff. As soon as I get them taken care of, I'll go make sure she's okay. I went and she's like, thanks. She's really lucky to have you. So she just allegedly learns that I'm this awful abusive person. Every message afterwards was like, I'm really happy she has you. Like it's really nice. Thank you for checking on her. So great. So I know she's lying because I was there. I still have all those text messages from Keanu saying that.
That's funny.
Oh my God, these people. Permaseal Finishing, thank you for the $19.99. 5 young children, loving wife, career, generational wealth. What could go wrong? Yeah. He was in a sexual and very loving relationship.
We got it.
Romantic. Get the words right, you dumb bitch.
$19.99. We'll get to it now here. Gabe, can you stand up, walk around the room?
I said that, by the way, because she's like, how could you know any of this stuff? It's like I was in a very intimate relationship with this person for a goddamn year. Like
they hung out, what, like twice?
Yes. And she texted her a couple times. And when April texted her, she spilled all of her texts onto on her show. She just goes on her show and reads them. It's like, how are you helping?
She does.
Are you helping her at all?
It's my favorite thing about Keanu, though, because then she gives us content.
And then she goes straight to her abusive ex-husband. That's the other thing. Like, she's like, oh, I gotta go to this abusive ex-husband and get his take on it. It's like, why would you do that? That's literally evil.
Like, I don't know anything about this Gabe Hoffman guy. Apparently he's done some investigation into me. Kind of curious what the hell he thinks he's gonna find, because I don't know.
Can we just say too, I mean, he still doesn't look well. Right?
It's like, dude, you can't Google me.
Yeah.
They're having 2 different conversations.
Dude, you can't Google me? No, I don't care. I don't give a shit who you are at all. That was the funniest thing. He's like, why won't you Google me? Why won't you figure out who I am? It doesn't matter who you are. You're literally completely useless.
But also notice the chemistry. Notice how they're having 2 completely different conversations. She's like,
yeah,
look at his skin, honey. He is not well. And he's just going like, why didn't you Google me? What about me? Like,
hey, Keanu, we've all actually
I've Googled
seen
you.
We've seen the unfiltered, no makeup pictures of you, honey. I don't know that you should be talking about anyone else's skin. Plus, we've seen your future because you live stream with that leather strap every fucking day. We know exactly how terrible you're about to look.
That woman's disturbing looking.
But then, yeah. And then he's talking about, he's down there. He's like, what? He can't Google me? It's like, no, I don't really care who you are. Like, why would I do this?
By the way, look close when you see Keanu's stream now. She's starting to get the, like in the mid titty region, like on the upper chest. She's starting to get that like liver spotted, like leathery, like Florida chest.
Yeah, the repeated cocaine abuse will do that to
Whoa.
you. Hey, Keanu, I know you do a bunch of blow, like we all do, and your husband in your house. I know you do.
I watched an In Hot Water one day where they could, with Scarlett and Matt Mead were there, and everybody seemed like just geeked up, dude.
I don't know, but I've been told that they like the blow. Like, of course they do. Everybody likes cocaine. Better be careful. My favorite thing was in the middle of that screaming session that I had on Melton Show with her on there. Did you see when I stopped and I said, hey, Keanu, you ever suck for coke? And she fucking
she froze.
Reset. And she's like, no. It's like, really? You haven't? You never sucked for coke? No.
I think she rationalizes it by going like, I was going to suck his anyway.
Yeah.
Didn't
I sucked for fun. The coke was a bonus.
Exactly.
As if there's anything wrong with being gay. I know you're not, but it's like, he's like, I don't know what he's going to find about me. He's got a red fucking nose. Most likely, I don't know if you think that.
Do you know how much blood this baby holds? It's huge.
Look at that thing.
It's a fucking reservoir.
Fucking Liberty Bell.
Seems like he's maybe snorting his prescription Adderall. Probably. Yeah.
He did post that he's done.
Why would you snort prescription Adderall? You could just take it.
It's really unpleasant and doesn't make it any better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess. I don't think I never snorted Adderall. I snorted Ritalin.
It's unpleasant and it doesn't increase. Like, it's not worth it. Just take Adderall. Crush it up and then take it like you might crush it up first and then take it. It'll make it act a little faster.
My prescription Adderall, I just take the pill and I put it in my mouth and I take one. It's amazing how that works. It's not even hard.
Or if I'm in Vegas, I take like 3.
So here French fire. We talked about this earlier in the stream, but you probably weren't there. It wasn't a day spa. The allegation is that I choke slammed my son and a chiropractor. Again, I don't know how I choke slam my son at a chiropractor's office and not go to jail. Like,
was it a big show choke slam, or was it more of like a cane choke slam?
I would never choke slam. I would DDT,
okay.
Straight back.
I like it. Okay.
And then I have Boston crab him until he submitted.
That's
do your homework.
Nice to meet you, Gabe. Do you dump money into Kino Casino because you're retarded or because you want to fuck those guys?
I think that's a valid question.
Like, what are you on that's what you think you're going to type into a computer?
He has nothing else. Yeah.
And all I said was just, hey, support Alyssa Clips and don't be like this guy.
So answer the question, Gabe. Which one is it? Are you retarded or do you want to fuck those guys? Simple answer. If he's not homosexual, he just says, I'm retarded.
Yeah,
exactly. God. And what the fucking shit he said about her is unfucking believable. Right.
So if
I haven't even started to talk about Alyssa Clips. Holy shit.
One thing I'll just say is that,
man, when he leans in, and does the face, he's very, he's got a very specific look to him.
I feel like I'm at my bar mitzvah.
Is it? Look, you live
Looks
life.
like Rick Moranis opened his front-facing camera.
I want to kick this guy out of 121 countries.
I had a couple of, I had 2 friends in particular that, look, they went through substance abuse issues, and it's unfortunate. It happens. And I mean, one didn't do so well.
Get to the fucking point.
He
oh
didn't
my
go to
God.
Like formal rehab. It's in your DM now. And the other did. And it's like, what I learned from that is a second friend had some real serious alcohol issues. And like, we did a full intervention for him. We surprised him. Nobody thought he'd go to rehab. He did. I helped him out with that. And look, thank God everything went fine. But go into like a real rehab when it's somebody's mind. And when somebody's mind has gotten so bent and twisted from really years of abuse, it requires a reprogramming. And that's the point.
I used hard drugs for less than 2 years. He's like, for years and years. It's like, yeah, when you're talking about these guys who have been on meth or whatever for like 9, 10, 15 years, it really can fuck with them in a one way. I did hard drugs for less than 2 years total. People like have this weird perception that I'm Chris fucking Farley over here.
Of like these 30-day or 60-day inpatient rehabs where somebody.
Also, the outpatient rehab that I went to was relapse prevention, which was the prescribed rehab program by my licensed alcohol and drug counselor who did a 4-hour chemical use assessment. It's not like I picked it. It was like, oh, this was the one I'll do. I'll do that one. It's the one I was prescribed. It's the one that they said, you know what? You can't just pop in to some of these rehab places and take up a bed if you don't need it.
Yeah.
Because there are people who do need that bed.
Yeah, there's people that need to be in that bed almost strapped to it damn near.
I guess I could have like done the like pay for the extreme retreat one. But I love the dishonesty on all this, by the way, because these people who say that me on Twitter, they're like, why isn't he with his wife and kids? They want me to go to an inpatient rehab for 90 days? Like, that's me not being with my wife and kids.
Yeah, you can't. There's a lot of, you can't contact like shit. You can't use a phone. You can't do a show. You can't do anything.
It's an unreal, like there's no contemplation to any of this. Like, oh my God, how does he have time to do Twitter? It's like, well, I'm taking a shit right now, so I'm on Twitter. Like, going to an outpatient rehab, like in another state. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll see him all the time.
He goes.
Oh my God! So there, the revelatory story of when I met my wife, right, is that they're about to play. Is this? This is amazing. She was not engaged, but she was promised to marry some other guy. They were about to get engaged. And then they broke up right before I met her. Because I met her like the first week of school that year. And so they had just broken up. You know, they were high school sweethearts or whatever. And then he was going to a different college and it wasn't going to work. So they break up.
Yeah.
So when I meet her, I'm like, well, I like this. She's cute. But she's like, I don't want to have a relationship with anybody. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm not ready, etc. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just be your friend. Hung around her all the time. And we became very good friends. And like one day we're sitting watching a movie or whatever. And like my best friend's wedding came up or something, which is she has a gay best friend. And she's like, I always wanted a gay best friend. I'm like, oh, I'll be your gay best friend. It wasn't real, Gabe. And then she wasn't allowed to bring a boyfriend home from college to visit her parents. So I just said, I'm your gay best friend. I'm not your boyfriend. Remember?
Yeah.
And so like she introduced me to her parents this was her like doing the test thing, the shit test of, oh, how far are you going to take the joke? And so she introduced me to her parents. This is my gay best friend. And I was like, hey, what's up? I'm super gay. And that's it. That's the thing that they're going to talk about now. This is amazing.
All that.
Wait, no.
Really tried to get themselves reprogrammed and healed the way that you need to have a fighting chance of getting out of all this. You see it in his rage issues. You see it when he tweets about wanting ketamine.
Wait, do you think the drugs made me yell at people angrily?
But there's an illicit clip.
I've done that from birth.
He's talking about his probation officer. And he's saying that, well, probation isn't such a big deal. He's only got to spend a few minutes with the probation officer every few months. But then he goes into, well,
I do it online now.
He'd like to have a better relationship with the probation officer.
Yes.
Why?
You're not he's there to check on you, weirdo. Like, that's it. And make sure you're doing the right thing. But he
starts baldo-splaining and saying, well, I'd like to have a better relationship with him because in case I screw up, then I have that relationship. So he's setting the ground.
No, that's actually not what I was saying. I was saying when you have a good relationship with your probation officer, if something comes out, like a test result or something that doesn't make sense, and you say, I actually didn't use, that test is false, they believe you because they know you, because they know your habits. They know that you've passed every other test. They know that you don't have any major life events or any crazy stuff and you're not acting different. That's why you want to have a good relationship, so that if something ever happens, like a false positive or an accusation from the internet, which I'm guessing probably happens on a daily basis.
I don't think so.
I want my probation officer to believe me that Keanu's got her hands to her face. How retarded are you? The person who could put you in prison tomorrow, you don't want to have a good relationship with them? How retarded could you possibly be? You want to be that person's best friend, their best friend. You want them to believe every word that you say because you're always honest with them. And you know who told me to do that, by the way? The probation office. When my probation officer's boss was talking to me, he says, yeah, actually, there's certain tests that we kind of have routine problems with people, and they'll come back and they'll say they're positive. And then I talk to my client, because they call their probationees clients. I'll talk to my client and I'll say, what happened? And they'll say, I don't know. I didn't use this. I want to find out the answer. I'll help. And he goes, I believe my clients. I believe them. And we eliminate it, we eliminate everything and we work it out. Those guys want people to get better. Like they really do. Like some of them are assholes. That's true.
Yeah.
Mine isn't. Mine's great. But like, I want them to believe me. I want them to know that when I say, if they say, oh, you did this or that, I'd be like, I don't think so. Like, I don't know where the disconnect is, but like, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. I don't know how that would happen. I want that relationship. They're acting like that's strange. If you are on probation and you don't do that, you're retarded.
Instead of, a recovered, drug addict, I mean, you're never truly recovered, but somebody who's more out of the woods would have the attitude of like, look, drugs are bad. That stuff all messed me up. And I actually don't want to do them anymore. And what you hear from him is that like, they're fun and they're cool and whatever. And it's
They are. Why do you think people do them, dummy? Why would people risk jail to do something that wasn't fun?
Hey, man.
He's still, I can tell, he doesn't, I don't think he thinks he did or has a problem at all.
I don't have a moral problem with drugs. I think drugs should be completely legal. I don't think the government should be able to stop you from putting something into your body. I don't think so at all. So no,
okay, but let's say you do have a problem.
Sure. I didn't say I don't have a problem. I said I don't have a problem with drugs, a moral problem with drugs. Like I don't think using drugs is wrong.
No, my point is they're trying to imply that you have this like really horrible problem. And it's like, all right, let's say he does. Bunch of people do drugs and drink. Like, what's your point?
The amount of people that you discover, and the funny thing is Keanu knows this because Keanu does cocaine. Right now, actively. Keanu does cocaine presently. How would I know that, Keanu? I don't know. I'm not sure. Dottore Harbinger says, I don't think Nick has ever said he isn't an addict anymore. I've maintained that I don't believe I qualify as an addict. I'll tell you why in just a second. He isn't in active addiction, but Jesus is due just trying too hard to be an A-log. The reason I resist the addict label is twofold. One, the licensed drug and alcohol counselor who did my chemical use assessment said I wasn't. Said I don't exhibit the symptoms of addiction. So I don't know what to say. But two, and this is a personal thing, I didn't want to blame the addiction for my choices or my actions because I made the choices or the actions. It was my responsibility, my accountability, my fault. A drug didn't make me do fun, crazy things. A drug didn't make me act the way I acted. A drug didn't make me do more drugs. I chose to do them very consciously all the time. I was like, I will do these drugs. Me, not the addiction, not something else. If people like, once they understand that, call me whatever you want, but I'm not giving up my decisions to another thing. They were mine. And again, I also was not diagnosed as an addict. Those are the two reasons.
Or had a problem. I think that it's just been from the moment, okay, so I can't do drugs anymore. Whippets don't come up on a drug test. I'll do those. I'm going to have, I'm going to teach.
You dumb bitch. I did whippets while doing drugs. That's when I did whippets while doing drugs.
It's the best time to do it.
He admitted on that fucking stream, I taught April to do whippets and ketamine and Molly.
Yes. She hadn't done any of them.
And cocaine. Like, that's what he literally said.
It's funny. Like all these people, Keanu, Gabe Hoffman, all these, they think that like my children hate me and that like they're gonna find out everything and resent me or whatever. They were there. They know what happened and what didn't happen. They know that there were not people having sex all around them. Like, they know that didn't happen. They didn't ever see drugs. That was their testimony to the county. We never saw drugs and we never saw our parents intoxicated. They know they were there. Like, you can speculate all you want. Be like, oh, Nick's kids were so traumatized by all the stuff that happened around him. Nope. They had no idea. None. Dottore says, I get the philosophical point of view, but what I'm saying is, at least as far as I know, you're not saying that your past use was inconsequential, even if you don't meet the criteria for SAD clinically. Correct. No, it wasn't. You should see my test score. I challenge you to find a higher cocaine use test score on your hair follicle exam. Mine is off the goddamn charts. It was amazing. I've looked through the literature to try and find it, and I can't.
Hell yeah. If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly bear.
I had unlimited access to cocaine, which makes you think that everything you're doing is fun.
Well, it is.
Like
cocaine.
Yeah, it floods your brain with dopamine for everything that you do. I did tons of it at the time that I was doing it. So yeah, no, it certainly wasn't inconsequential. There are negative side effects that have happened, of course, like outside of the obvious. But I don't know how much of my B12 issue was related to cocaine and ketamine use, which probably a lot, because those prevent the B12 absorption.
Not first met.
Gosh, she looks so different. She looks so different. It's crazy. She's so much hotter now.
But had been friends.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I've always been attracted to my wife. Always. But like, she, went different phases you go through. She is such a goddamn stunner these days.
For a little while, but not.
Good Christ. Speaking of good Christ, I'll be right back. It's pee time. We were in a romantic and very sexual relationship for a long time. I better be careful. My nose will turn red. Miss PG Keen, that woman is Gabe Hoffman. Unless you mean the one on the left, which is Keanu Thompson. Keanu Thompson is a friend of Aaron Imholt and was a friend of April Imholt, who I had a relationship with. We don't really need to, that's a long lore thing. If you ever want to know, email me and I'll send you the whole story. But either way, she hates me. Here's the secret, guys. Here's the funniest part of this. The reason Keanu hates me is because I didn't marry April. That's why she hates me. She believes I was lying and stringing her along, which is not true. And so she liked me up until the moment that April and I broke up. But that's why she hates me. She won't say that publicly, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And Ralph, I guess, looked at my biography, looked at whatever, and he started going at.
Did he look at your body?
I'm just like, dude, I don't really know who you are. Just leave me alone. You don't want.
Gay is in your name, Gabe. Are you a homosexual, Gabe? You really focused a lot on that. It's been your key focus the entire time. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny? These people talk about whatever they talk about. It doesn't matter. Why would his first tweet response be about me being a homosexual? Why would it be like that? What have you talked about the entire time so far? The entire time. It's like, why would he call me a homosexual? I mean, he's probably a homosexual. In fact, he talked about being a homosexual. I bet he's a homosexual. Why would he call me a homosexual? Like, I don't come across as a homosexual. I'm very masculine. Like, I'm not a homosexual. One tweet asking if you were gay. And I was legitimately asking. I mean, maybe he thought he had a chance with me. I don't know. One tweet where ask if you're gay. It's like, why would he do that? He's probably gay. He's probably gay. In fact, he's the gay one. You're working a little hard there, Gabe. It's okay. You have vein imprints on your hands and lips, my friend.
This is what I'm saying. He's comparing me to like Jeffrey Epstein. Like, I don't even know where that comes from. Like, no, I ended the career of pedophiles. I date women. Like, I don't really know.
Wait, I'm the exact opposite.
Listen to him. Do you hear him? It's like, I end the career of pedophiles. I date women. I'm super straight. Like, and I'm only straight with adults. Why are you defending this so hard, Gabe? Like I said earlier, if you see pedophiles everywhere, maybe you're going to the wrong meetings.
Nick Rekieta, I really do. I like that nickname. I just think it fits. You got Ethan Ralph, the Rage Fig, and you got Nick Rekieta, the Rage Twig.
I love that. The
Lamau!
Rage Twig. Also, I like Nick like he looks like he's like
Gabe Hoffman just called me skinny, guys. The Rage Twig. I'm bigger than him. Look at him. If we were standing next to each other, I'm not only taller, significantly so, I'm wider than him because he's little. It's like it's a Rage Twig. I'm bigger than you. Come on, Gabe. Calm down.
dirty or something. It's bizarre.
Hey, sores on his leg. I mean, it's
I
like
know, some sort of sores. That's
and
Ethan
somebody told me something about the.
He has a sore on his leg. Yes, I had sore on my leg at that point. I did. That's true. I don't know what am I supposed to not have it? Okay.
The tattoo sleeve that April has. Look, I don't know about tattoos. I never got them. You know, it's not my thing. But there are multiple people that they zoomed in close on that tattoo sleeve that allegedly she got while they were all in the throuple thing, whatever. Allegedly, there's 3 wolves on that tattoo on her arm.
It's really fucking cool tattoo.
That's supposed to be the lead wolf. That's supposed to be Rekieta, and then there's 2 little wolves that are supposed to be her and Kayla. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I just find it wild if that's the case.
It probably is.
I just find what do you find wild about that? I just find that wild. That's out there. It's very crazy. Why? What's wild? That's not that wild as far as tattoos go. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Permanently scar your body for something so cringe like that.
Oh my god, it's so fucking cringe. So I have this. It's this.
I love it. Scar your body for something so cringe. It's not a scar. Tattoos aren't scars. Tattoos are clumps of ink that sit subdermally, and they're removable if you really want to. But why would you scar your body for something so cringe? Maybe it was something important to someone, or maybe she liked wolves. You'll never know. You'll never know what the answer is.
So this was something that the father-in-law released a few months after Ethan Ralph's wife left him with their child in Mexico. He was at Dick Masterson's house. He traveled to Masterson's house, right? And as he traveled there, she left him, and he got the news that she left him. And he went on like a crazy stream that's archived up. I mean, it's like, okay.
Yeah, his like whatever you think of Ethan Ralph, he's traveling from Mexico into the U.S. and his wife leaves him and takes his child. It's like, and he went on like kind of went on like he went crazy and stuff. His wife leaves him and takes his child. He just went on this thing. Yeah, it probably hurt. You fucks. You inhuman pieces of shit. No emotion. No real feeling or experience. Not in a fiber of either of you. Again, you don't have to like Ethan Ralph. I don't care if you do or don't. And you could think he deserved it, or you could think it's all his fault. Who knows? I don't give a shit. But the man was probably hurt. If I had to guess.
Imagine you're Dick Masterson, right?
Okay.
And you have Ethan Ralph, who you know is a mess, like just pilled out and, drunk and drugged out. And Ethan Ralph gets like the worst news ever while he's at your house. Like, it's like, okay, we know a bomb is going to go off.
Imagine this. Imagine this happens. We don't have to imagine. We did. We saw it. We saw it happen. It happened. Real people's lives really happened. Imagine this. You guys are not the people who look sane here. You're the one like talking like this and acting like this. You seem inhuman.
Like, listen, people need to understand that this is one of the few people that is still in Nick Rekieta's circle. This was one of the first interviews.
He's 2,000 miles away from me. This is one of the few people who are still in Nick Rekieta's circle. But I mean, there's actually like a lot of people still in my circle. Maybe too many. This is how these people are. This is how they act. This is how they think. It's like you don't meet these people in real life. Like if you go out to the store or whatever, people don't think like this. They don't talk like this. They don't act like this. They don't lack basic humanity. Again, a lot of people have a lot of reasons to dislike Ethan Ralph or whatever, or to think that he's a bad guy, or to judge him in various ways. Okay? A lot of people have those reasons. But even those people, normal, regular people, can go, yeah, I don't like this guy at all, and he's a piece of shit and he deserves it. But like, that had to fucking hurt. That had to hurt. Losing your kid, your wife leaves you.
You won't talk to me like this.
Oh boy.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's always great to play people at their worst. To play people at their worst domestic interaction and encounter. People with obvious problems, at least at the time. I mean, I don't know if... It's not up to me. Like, I don't care if he's cleaned up or not. Like, the thing about Ralph and pretty much everybody else on the planet, I hope you're safe. That's all. I hope you're safe, and I hope you make it home. Because that's like general decency or whatever. They got after me about Alyssa And yet here they are, reveling in someone else's sickness and misery. No consistency. Pure hypocrisy.
Like, this is an actual abuser of women where you have it on audio. You can hear, some of the sounds you hear are him like throwing stuff at her.
Keanu's friend Aaron is an actual abuser of women, with both of his former wives confirming the abuse. And the abuse that April said that Aaron did to her, he talked about it. He described it on a live stream. He said exactly what he did. He said she was being too loud and the children were around and he just needed her to shut up. So he pressed his forehead into hers hard, very hard, and then squeezed her so tight that she couldn't make a sound because he didn't want the kids to hear them arguing and he just needed her to shut up. That's his description, not mine. They have no principle. They have no consistency.
Like, this is some really sick stuff. And this is Rekieta's buddy, one of them.
These are the people Rekieta.
Calm down, buddy. Ask Ralph. Buddy's a stretch. Ralph and I have a very complicated history. We're neutral with each other. We don't want to interfere with each other's lives. Best of us to just not really do anything. But if someone I know is like that I've known for a long time, I've known Ralph since 2018. If that person who lives 2,000 miles away is in my town, then I'm going to say hi. I'm going to do that. It's a nice thing to do. You say hi. How are you? How's your life going? What have you been up to? You have a nice little peaceful lunch. Talk about all the crazy shit that's been going on with them, with you. And then you go, adios. It's really not that complicated.
I opened YouTube to find you ranting in over a 4-hour live stream about Sean and something that isn't even happening.
I don't know if I'd categorize it as ranting. And I actually didn't really talk about Sean much at all. Just for like 30 seconds. I was going to talk about him more. But this, someone was like, hey, you should review that. Or someone brought up the old Keanu and Gabe Hoffman stream. And I thought it'd be funny to go back and revisit it. Gabe Hoffman is sitting here. This is amazing. He's like, he got beat up by other people. That guy, he got beat up by other people. Yeah, but not you. You didn't beat him up. I doubt you could. I'd put my money on Ralph over Gabe Hoffman.
Somebody, because he came, this guy, some girl, Grace Thorpe, challenged him to a fight on the internet. He said no. He challenged Jaden McNeil to a fight. There was supposed to be a fight. Keemstar was supposed to make a fight where they'd actually make money between Ethan Ralph and Andy Worski. He chickened out of that. It's like, it's his third grade mentality. It's like, this is who he surrounds himself with. It's like, and I mean, I did answer. What's really funny about this, and I'm not an internet tough guy. Like, I don't go around,
I'm just talking about what you
and I did answer
doing.
Your whole thing is people shouldn't answer.
Well, I did answer him because it just happens that, like, my whole life growing up, I did wrestle at a pretty high level, and wrestling is the foundation of mixed martial arts.
Well, there
like,
you go.
I wrestled all from when I was a little kid to, like, even in college, like, whatever. Like, I started varsity as a freshman in college. Like,
You started varsity as a freshman in college? That's weird. How'd you do that? Hey guys, this guy's so good at wrestling that when he was in college, he wrestled in high school. What? What are you talking about? Varsity wrestling in college. Oh, okay. I did it at like a pretty high level. How high? You got a record, Gabe? Ralph outweighs you by 100 pounds still. Wrestle him. It'll go okay. I think he'll be fine.
One most of the time, like people don't, I mean, and this guy is like, he's obese. He's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic.
You know who sucks to wrestle? Obese guys. Fuck me. It is so irritating trying to wrestle a fatso. Holy shit. You like press into them and they squish. They weigh a fucking infinity. You can't throw them around. It's hard to get control. He's like, he's obese. I wrestled at a pretty high level. Look at you, you little twerp. What are you, 155 pounds? Ralph would throw you across a house.
He's like overweight. I mean, there's clips of him like falling out of his chair all wasted, like literally on stream, falling out of his chair because
he's falling out of his chair while he's on Xanax and alcohol. If he's fighting you, he's not going to be on Xanax and alcohol. He's going to be sober and just stand up like a normal person. And he's going to outweigh you by 100 pounds. And if he gets a hold of you, you're going to have a real rough fucking time. If you've ever fought someone who outweighs you by 50 pounds or more, it sucks. It fucking sucks. Even if you win, it sucks. You know why? Because they're so goddamn heavy.
he's wasted. He gets up and you can see like all the dust on the back of his shirt because the pigsty he lives in is so dirty. And it's like he's complaining that he's got radial nerve palsy in his wrist because he was wasted and he fell asleep at an airport on his arm somehow. He's complaining about like his knee being all screwed up. It's like the last person you think would be in it.
And I'd still put my money on Ethan Ralph, who outweighs you by a C note. It's basic physics. If he got on top of you, you could die. He has that weight loss skin. It'll just sit. It'll fall over you like a flesh blanket. You can't breathe. You can't push it off you. It won't go away. I don't know how many of you have ever had to fight, grapple, or wrestle with someone who is who outweighs you by a lot, and who's in the category of maybe overweight to obese or higher, like whatever. That extra cushion that's not muscle, that is harder to deal with than muscle by miles. Because they can just put it on top of you and you can't push it off.
Internet tough guy challenging people to fight. It's like, dude.
No, that's the thing that they do. They all do it. Actually, I've seen it many a time. They're all like, let's box. They're like, we accepted. They're like, you don't have your boxing thing. No, I have my boxing thing. Let's meet up and box. It's fucking, it is so.
Wait. Keanu Thompson is typing. That's Aaron. That's Aaron. Holy shit. Literally challenged me to a boxing match. I accepted. He backed out of it. That's Aaron. Like, holy fuck. Ah!
I don't normally say this. It is the gayest thing I've ever seen. These internet incels challenging each other to fucking fight.
Now she says it's gay. Oh, now you can use the gay thing? I thought that was off limits, Keanu. Come on.
I've had enough. It is so fucking stupid. And I don't mean gay in like a homosexual way. I mean it in you're lame. This is lame.
Why didn't you say lame? Why'd you say gay? Seems rude.
Jesus God. And he was nothing but respectful to me, like when I did his show or whatever. But then I'm like, I don't know. There has to be something with you. You're walking across the border to see your kid. Something is amiss. Like and if you're friends with Rekieta, obviously something is happening. But that I love that about they're the first to be like, you're a short gay man.
She and her husband wanted to be friends with me so bad when I first started hanging out with April and Aaron. Gino asked Aaron to give me his phone number.
Mama K insinuated when the kids are given drugs, it may be used to get them to... Did she insinuate that?
Well, she said that.
Mama K insinuated that because I'm pretty sure Mama K's parents, who were drug addicts, abused her. That's why she's fucking crazy. She is trying to rectify the wrongs of her parents through my children. That woman is dangerous. She is like a fucking weird stalker lady. She's a person who, if I ever saw her anywhere near my children, I would be in a very defensive mode. I would be on alert because that is a person with problems. I didn't cause them. I'm not related to them. I told her, like, I actually sat down to personally let her know, like, because once I heard her story, I was like, oh shit, I get it. I get it now. This is what her deal is. And so I sat down and I said, hey, like, someone told me a little bit of your story. I learned about your trauma. I'm really sorry to hear about it. Like, it really, really sucks that you went through that. No matter what else, like, I just want to let you know that didn't happen here. Nothing like that happened at all. My kids are healthy and happy, and I have a very good relationship with them. She took that and said I had an evil aura and I intimidated her and forced her into listening to my speech or whatever. Which I walked up and I said, hey, we got off to a bad start. I was in a bad place and I didn't really trust anybody and I was rude to you. I'm sorry. Can I sit down and talk to you? That's how that interaction went. The one where I had a dark, evil aura, menacing, looming over her. Literally was like, can I please sit down next to you and we can have a chat? Very quietly and very calmly. Because I wanted her to know that, like, that I understood that she was concerned about this sort of trauma that she went through. And I wanted her to know that that didn't happen at all. I was just partying. I was just partying on drugs. Not around children. They weren't involved. Relax.
You know, people who do give kids drugs, it could be for that.
Yes,
but
this was at court.
You know, I have no evidence that he, like,
in my opinion, I think that they were all fucking drug addicts and they didn't realize they were leaving their drugs around their kids.
That's absolutely false. The level of retarded that this is. In drug houses where the children test positive for drugs, all of them do. All of them do. Because, like, if you're leaving drugs around carelessly for children to get into, all of them get into it. Or if you've, like, got some sort of habit where you're exposing the children to drugs, like, through your actions, all of them get exposed. That's the way they go. In houses of 5 children, where children test positive for drugs, it's 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 with one faulty test. That's how it normally goes.
Like, it's very simple. I don't think he acts like it's not, this has to be some sort of like, this couldn't have possibly happened. Maybe you just don't know your kid well enough to know, hey, it's like, oh, I don't know. They're not paying attention to me.
Maybe like you do know your kid like really well and you know that it didn't happen. Like maybe no one thought it happened. Again, if my daughter was regularly using cocaine, which is what the test showed, if she had tested at the level of a regular user of cocaine, somebody would probably know. I don't know about you guys. Like, yeah, I think someone would figure it out. Maybe.
What's this? The reason he's a lol cow is because he can't stop talking about personal weird drama. And it's just
right.
crazy.
You guys are talking about my personal weird drama. It's so wild. He can't stop talking about personal weird drama. First of all, I rarely talk about my own drama. Very rarely. I typically don't talk about it. On occasion, I'll do a stream like this because it's funny to me. I think some people like to learn the lore a little bit, and this is a good way to do it. But I rarely do. But you guys that's what you're doing. That's all you're doing. You're talking about my personal drama. There's nothing here beyond an examination of me as a person and the drama surrounding my situation.
Right.
But the structure of his backstory is important to understand.
Sure.
Rekieta doesn't. I'm going to explain how not only does Rekieta know absolutely nothing about the law, but he's actually like a malignant person.
I love how I know nothing about the law, yet some of my friends and colleagues who have respectfully engaged with me positively for years are some of the literal best lawyers in the country. Why do they do that? Why would they do that? People say this shit all the time. They're like, he doesn't know anything about the law. It's like, that's weird. Because I speak to these lawyers as peers. I'm often on the correct side of the issue. Not like on occasion. Often. I can accurately explain both sides of the issue. And when I get it wrong, it's usually because there's a philosophical difference. And a lot of times I'll say, this is what I want the law to be, but it's probably not how it's going to work out. But I don't know anything about it.
Person and his actions with respect to the law have caused or contributed to real damage for real people. But
right.
Rekieta,
children and his family, yeah.
But Rekieta was like that in a similar fashion when it comes to law.
How did I cause damage to anybody? Like this is one of these unreal sort of accusations that doesn't make any sense. I'm malignant and cause damage to people around the law. Like how? How is that?
Because there were always trials, notable trials that the public had a great interest in. And before Rekieta, all you really had were more sort of dry channels with like actual attorneys who were...
Right.
You know,
I am an actual attorney. Shocker. But you didn't have dry channels with actual attorneys. No one had done what I did. No one had done what I did, which was assemble the fucking Avengers of attorneys to sit and watch for hours and hours and hours and give live commentary because you couldn't do it before. It cost too much for not enough gain. But because we were self-monetizing and no one had to pay us except the audience, who didn't have to, but they chose to, we were able to do this. We were able to invest our own time rather than have someone have to pay us hundreds and hundreds of dollars an hour to do it. And then multiply that out by fucking 9 people or 10 people, it becomes untenable. But we were able to create a product that didn't exist. And we did it.
Watch them.
He sort of invented law tubing and like sort of bringing, which
so
was cool.
He sort of invented a completely new genre of entertainment that didn't exist. Yes, I did. It's awesome. Millions of people enjoy it. What have either of you done?
Oh, right.
He was just there first as a guy who was an attorney.
He was just there first. No, I wasn't. There were other attorneys. They just were boring and they sucked at it. They're not interesting. They're not entertaining. And actually, most of them are really bad and don't know the law and can't translate it to normal human speak.
Who could be a little more, engaging about that. And then what you'd have happen is you'd have like MAGA personalities would start. So like a Jack Posobiec would do a tweet, during the Johnny Depp thing. Hey, I'm going on Rekieta Law in an hour. Boom, another 10,000 people, and Legal Mindset and all these other.
Jack Posobiec didn't bring 10,000 people onto the show. This is an insane perspective on how this works. When Jack was brought on, we were at peak viewership already. We were over 130,000 people when Jack came on.
Other people are Sean and potentially criminal. All these people would be showing up, and he'd be able to.
Notice the only one he knows is fucking potential calories. That's the only one he can name. People like this. That guy is barely involved in this stuff because he wasn't actually that good at it. He's not that entertaining.
I'll make a joke about Peruvian marching powder.
He's an appointed defense counsel in Ohio. Yay. There's a billion of him. And that's not even a fat joke.
But just basically be like almost a game show host, almost a manager where
and let the actual lawyers speak instead of
the actual lawyers are giving him.
Yeah, let's go back to the tape. I don't talk at all, actually. I'm just managing the streams. I never give opinions on the legalities going on. This is the biggest cope I've ever seen. It's unreal. He couldn't have invented something. It couldn't be good. You don't have to like me at all, but like to try and claim that I didn't do this. And that I don't, you know what? He actually doesn't know anything about that. How do you think I got the other lawyers on my show? By not knowing the law? You'd think all the people around me would notice. All of them would be like, yeah, this guy doesn't know the law. Why does everybody keep listening to him? It's a mystery.
And contributing the real information that he's able to repeat. He's got a collection of other personalities. It's kind of the first of LawTube. And what you see today is you see actual attorneys like Legal Mindset doing way better. I mean, like he owns the beat with all the, Asian nuisance streamers. I mean, I turned on one of his streams and I couldn't watch it because it was like 10 minutes of straight super chats. I said, listen, I'll just watch a summary video. Like he's absolutely killing it. And there's a bunch of other sort of law tubers, but they're real lawyers who know what they're talking about that have actually practiced law and have tried cases.
Like Kurt? I have practiced law and tried cases, you weirdo. Again, I talk to the best attorneys in the country as peers. I'm humbled by that. I'm humbled and shocked by that. But it is true. They have every opportunity to say, no, I'm wrong or whatever. Disagree with me. It's fine. They don't. I mean, there are some issues that we disagree on from time to time. Of course, the lawyers disagree. That's actually not that rare. Or yeah, it's not that rare. I don't know if you guys notice.
challenging cases, or they've worked in local prosecutors' offices like a potentially criminal. They work for a living like potentially criminal. So they do a much better job, and they've taken up that.
I'll put my prediction record up against potentially criminal every day of the week. Every day.
Eugene wants to add one thing. What is
And
it?
if I could add one thing, and I know you got to get to the good stuff, but Nick's done now as a streamer. And I know you're watching, Nick, you fucking dummy, because all he does now is defend the fucking defendant. He's like, oh, he's getting a bad rap from the judge because you think you did. You're watching, Nick, you mushy.
That's not true at all, you retard. Corey Richins? I knew that bitch was guilty from the start. What are you talking about?
Brained, addled idiot. All he does now is like try and defend the defendant. He's like, oh, the judge gave him a bad rap.
And I
By the way, that's all I did before. That's always been my position. I'm a defense attorney, you dumb.
And I believe I do believe Karen Reed as well, but he just sits there. I mean, he doesn't even here to put it simply, like if he gets that like heated when pressed by me, he's not a very good lawyer. Okay,
Wait,
I can argue
why?
with the best of them, but he's a strip mall lawyer that
I can argue with the best of them. You can't argue your way into a bracelet, you dumb bitch.
fell into something, and good for him. He needs to get back to it and stop with the personal stuff. Like, because it's like, how are you even trying to defend yourself? Your kid tested positive for cocaine. I don't know.
How are you even trying to defend yourself? Here's our documentary on how bad he is. Why would he try to defend himself at all? I love this. Keep sucking for coke, Keanu. Keep telling us you don't. We can see it.
Say, like,
he has no practical understanding of the law in the real world.
I don't think
go through his.
he did anything wrong whatsoever.
I'm going to quickly summarize his history. Some people know it. Some.
I completely nailed the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Completely nailed it. Pretty well nailed the Johnny Depp case as well. Edgecombe. Murdaugh, I think Murdaugh got screwed. Hey, guess what? Isn't it amazing? I do think Murdaugh got screwed, and he's probably about to get mistrialed on appeal. Because he got screwed by the court clerk who was influencing the jury. But, you know. People always do this. They're like, his legal takes are always wrong. Show them. Show me. Show me where they're wrong. You should be able to cite one, you would think.
Look, he was 34 when he got his law degree. It was 2015. And again, unlike, most attorneys that they either go to work for, even a 3-person law firm or a bigger law firm where there's actual lawyers who can teach them how to practice law, or being in a county prosecutor's office, or
he didn't go work for someone else. He didn't go do that. He just opened his own shop. Yeah.
or a big city office where you get trained.
I didn't live in a
by
big
attorneys
city,
who
dummy.
do things.
How
who
do I go work in a big
prosecute
city
cases,
office?
And then, like a potentially criminal, you learn how to then practice law on your own and defend them, because you have a practical application of actually doing the thing. And Rekieta never did that. He graduated law school, and immediately he just went to hang out his own law firm, which
That's not true. It wasn't immediate. I did shop around for work, and no one was hiring at the time. I live in a really small town. But I don't care. Like, I don't need someone else. So I was like, oh, okay. I'll just open my own shop. I work well alone.
again, like nobody in legal circles really ever does, because you don't have any practical experience. How can you possibly position yourself as a competent attorney if you don't have any real experience?
Because the passing the bar And getting your license says that you are a competent attorney, period. Because you know how to read the rules. That's it. That's all you needed.
You can see that there are multiple people involved in that, trial. It's conducted by Zoom. CPS is saying the dad has threatened to take the children out of the country.
CPS can eat a fucking bullet 50 days out of 30. They're one of the worst organizations on the planet. They facilitate more child abuse than just about anybody. And I hope every single one of them gets pulled apart by the same thing that separates chicken to shove into cans. Fuck CPS and their investigations and their reports. Fuck them.
So that's September of 2020, right?
Yeah.
That CPS is testifying under oath the dad has threatened to take the children out of the country, okay? That they had looked into.
Yeah, he was terrified. He wanted to get the children out of the country because he believed his children were being abused. If you believe him. He believed his children were being abused because they said they were. Also, the two boys who don't get talked about very much, every time they hung out with the dad, had mysterious injuries, and not little ones. Broken wrists, broken hands. Constantly. Just some sort of miracle. The boyfriend, by the way, was well connected, familially and friendlily, with the sheriff's department of the county that he lived in. Very well connected. So much so that when complaints were made about him or calls were made about him, people got hung up on and then completely ignored. Why? Corruption. This all happened. This actually happened.
To the father for mental illness, that there had been a psych evaluation that had been done on him in the midst of all this contentious stuff a couple years earlier, that he was talking about how he had all these guns and he had gas masks and
yeah, he's a Texas man with guns and gas masks. Okay.
A lot of crazy shit like that.
That's not crazy.
There had already been a 6-week time frame between this video and this hearing where these officials were able to bring forth testimony and say, look, we've looked into the claims that are being made. They just aren't. Right. Rekieta ignores all this.
Yes.
And at the end of the hearing.
Yes. I fully believe that county and its CPS program is corrupt and in collusion with that specific judge at that time who unlawfully appointed attorneys to both the attorney and the guardian ad litem position in violation of the county's rules. That happened.
The judge makes a couple of rulings. The judge says, number one, look, Michael Long, the father, you're not allowed to make videos like this anymore. You're not allowed to
make a video of your daughter screaming, saying she doesn't want to go back to mommy because mommy lets her boyfriend touch her. You can't make that video anymore, Michael Long. How dare you?
Speak about the case anymore because it caused such a hubbub and it's not in the interests of the minor children.
And you can't talk about it. You can't tell anybody about it. Your daughter is screaming that she doesn't want to go back to mommy because mommy's boyfriend touches her. You can't film it and you can't talk about it. Oh, gee, I trust that ruling. That comports with my values right there. It's like, look, Nick disagrees with this. Yes, every day.
Now, Nick's response was at the end of the stream to film one of his rants and then post one of his rants separately, where he rants on and on about more free speech and how this was a bad ruling. It was a female judge, and how he thinks the ruling is terrible.
Yes.
But like the old Wendy's commercial, where's the beef? And there's absolutely no beef. There's no fundamental understanding of the law. And here's what I mean.
It's a bad ruling. It's a bad ruling to put a prior restraint on a father from making videos and from discussing his own situation online, where he believes that the government is unfairly treating him and taking his children away. It's a fundamental violation of the First Amendment. Yes, I'm going to stand on the side of that guy every single day. I don't know if he's right or wrong. Like, I don't know if he's a bad guy or a good guy, but I know that that ruling is wrong. I know that that ruling goes against every fucking core principle of the United States and me. And I'm comfortable with that assessment. You'll never convince me that I'm wrong by saying that you should always have the ability to make a video of your own child saying they don't want to be touched by someone else inappropriately. And you should always have the ability to talk about your own case. Is that him talking online was not in the best interest of his daughter. A Texas judge said that it wasn't good for a man to have guns. Why? So violation of the First and Second Amendment? Okay, I should really be on the side of the judge who made those rulings. What's in the best interest of the child to stop that activity, especially when the court wasn't stopping that activity that was happening to the child?
A legal argument would say, hey, there's a legal standard that needs to be met in established law. It's case such and case such and such.
No, it's family law. There isn't case such and such and case such and such. You dumb faggot. There's best interest of the child. Shit standard because it's subjective to the judge. And if that judge happens to be corrupt or happens to have a particular bias, then they can determine that the best interest of the child is whatever comports with their predetermined bias. That's why family law is so goddamn gross and horrid. And everyone knows this if they know anything about the law. But Gabe Hoffman doesn't know anything about family laws because no family wants him around. Ew, icky. He's gross. This guy sucks so much his kids would be born anti-Semitic. Hey, Gabe, what was your baby's first word? Gas. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh, my God. What a disgusting person. I was quintessentially and unrelentingly on the side of Sophie from day one to today. And when Michael Long illegally took her out of the country, I said, that ain't good. That ain't good. I don't know what a father is supposed to do in that situation. I really don't. They accused him of all sorts of stuff after he took her out of the country. I don't know what's true, but I'm always on the side of Sophie from start to finish. You show me a little girl screaming and crying that her mom's boyfriend touches her and she doesn't want to go back there. You bet your ass I'm going to advocate for the dad to have his day in court, which is what I advocated, by the way. I advocated for the dad to have the ability to petition the court and to get a fair hearing. Let the chips fall where they may. But he didn't get it. And instead, the court shut down his speech, told him he couldn't fundraise. Because remember, you can't talk about the case. How the fuck do you get a GoFundMe? How do you pay for this? Sorry, you can't. You can't pay for it. The state and CPS will pay for the mom's stuff, but not his. Oh, that's fair. Fuck this loser.